This is straight up disrespectful to Scottie Barnes. Despite the fact he has taken his game to the next level this season, he's been putting up some remarkable stats for the Toronto Raptors. He was nowhere to be found in the first round of polling results for the NBA All-Star game. So we're going to break down what's really going on, the All-Star caliber season that Scottie Barnes has had this year, what we can do about this madness, and some of the players that really should not be ahead of Scottie Barnes in terms of this polling results, at least the first round of it, that are currently on that list. So before we dive into anything, I'm first starting off. I want the call to action to be this right now. Go out there and vote for Scottie Barnes. Go out there and, make your tweets, hashtag NBA All-Star. But when this video goes up, I'm actually coming out of retirement on the old Twitter. It's been a while since I posted on there, but you know what? For what little following I got on that platform, we're going to be out there trying to make a push for Scottie Barnes. Because again, this is straight up disrespectful. This is a disrespectful look for Scottie Barnes to be below some of these guys, considering the support that this Toronto Raptors fan base has had. I know this year has been overall disheartening, kind of boring to watch. Fans are checked out and things along those lines. But now the team seems to be like it's in an upward trajectory. Just made some adjustments that could really unlock Scottie Barnes even further. And so far this year, despite everything that's been going on, he has been putting up some dumb stats. So definitely get on Twitter, get on X, wherever the heck you can vote, and vote for Scottie Barnes, because this man deserves it. He's taken his game to the next level, and the Raptors have traditionally, we look back to the Kyle Lowry outpourings, the DeMar DeRozan's outpourings, when they've made all-star runs. We came out in droves and got those guys into the starting lineups. I know it's unlikely that we'll get there this year given the first round of polling results, but this list that has come out is just straight up disrespectful. So I'm starting off this video telling people to go out there. If you want to retweet my tweets that are going to be coming, you can definitely check out Raptors Digest for that. But I don't care if you follow me. I don't care if you retweet my tweets. Just get some votes out there for Scottie Barnes, because this is absolutely ridiculous. But what is this? What has been going on? So let's take a look at the actual first round of polling results, because you look at the front court, and I said, okay, looking at some of these names, you expected Scottie Barnes, given the season. I get it. He's not going to be at the upper echelon, the top tier in terms of these voting results, because the Raptors have been bad. But Scottie Barnes' numbers sort of warrant definitely sort of to be in the top 10 list in forwards in the Eastern Conference. And I look at this list and I say, okay, there's Kyle Kuzma, there's Mikal Bridges there at the bottom. So Scottie's, where is he in that front court list? Well, he wasn't there, and then you sort of, okay, he's got to be down by the guards, right? And then you scan through it, you see LaMelo Ball, it's barely played any games this year. You see Derek White, who again is sort of, I know he's having a great season. I know he absolutely cooked the Toronto Raptors during the clutch. The last time he played him, he's been hitting some clutch buckets, but I mean, that is not an all-star caliber player right there. Drew Holiday, I mean, where is Scottie? Where is Scottie on this list? Because before I sort of make my tirade and start roasting these players that are above him in this all-star selection, I mean, look at the stats. Look at the stats from Scottie Barnes this season. 21 points per game, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting 48% from the field, close to 39% from 3, shooting free throws at a high rate too, 78 from the free throw line, and again, improvement, these types of things, that doesn't matter. But the star jump, he has taken on much more of a load this season, and he's maintained his efficiency. He's maintained his ability to sort of be that, Swiss Army knife out there on the basketball court. His defensive stats are also absolutely insane. They're not up right now, but he's averaging close to 1.5 steals and 1.5 blocks per game. I mean, he does it on both ends of the court. He's become really, I think it's clear now to say, even though Pascal Siakam is the number one scoring option on certain nights, Scottie Barnes is sort of that number one on this Raptors group, even if he's not getting the most shots. So Scottie Barnes has taken that star jump. His stats have gone up tremendously, and they're getting better as the season has gone along. I mean, those stats are all-star numbers. I mean, you look at 21, 9, and 6, that is an all-star stat line for anyone out there in the NBA, despite, and not including the fact he's young, he's improved, and he's a star caliber player and things like that, but also how he's getting it. Because again, Scottie Barnes is efficient. He's doing his thing out there. He's not a shot chucker on a bad team, even though the Raptors have not been that great for the majority of the season. Things are going to turn around now at this point. But also, he's a guy that's sort of not in the Derek White category, not in even the Kuzma category, where shots are just given to him. The Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, looking at some of this list, I mean, Kuzma, Porzingis, two of those guys are players that, I mean, Kuzma's definitely taking his scoring to another level, but the Wizards are a bad team. He's just getting a lot of shots and able to put up some ridiculous stats on that team. 22 points for Kuzma, but not on the greatest efficiency, chucking a lot of buckets and losing a lot of games and doing absolutely very minimal work out there on the defensive end. Not to take anything away from Kuzma, but I am taking away when comparing him to Scottie Barnes. But again, then you look at a guy like Kristaps Porzingis or Derek White. We won't get into him right now. I didn't even bring up Stinky Pinky stats, but he's a guy that less points, less rebounds than Scottie here now at this point, less efficiency, and is just getting open look after playing with guys like Jason Tatum. And I'll bring up the Celtics guys in general, because I don't even know what position they're playing Scottie Barnes here now at this point, because he should be, if Derek White is getting votes, right? It's absolutely ridiculous that Scottie Barnes is not here on this list. But Derek White's 17, 4, and 5 here now at this point. Again, his 3-point percentage is a little bit better, his efficiency, but he is getting absolutely clean, open looks. He'll hit the tough one every now and then, but there's that. Even Jaylen Brown this season, 22, 5, and 3, and not the greatest efficiency in terms of 3-point shooting. He's turning over the ball a lot this year. Celtics fans have been talking about Jaylen Brown potentially being the 4th worst player on that team. Listen to a bit of Bill Simmons. They're really disappointed in Jaylen Brown sort of stats and stuff. So Celtics fans are coming out in droves to sort of support their guys, but then you dive deeper into what Scottie Barnes is doing. Because again, 21, 9, and 6, great defensive stats, great peripherals in terms of efficiency and stuff. And then also, let's take a look at the shooting, because Scottie Barnes, again, the distribution and shot, we're more worried about that when it comes to how they fit with certain players. But look at the right side of this stat bar in terms of corner 3 shooting. Scottie Barnes right now, in terms of his attempts, is only taking 15% of his shots from behind the 3-point line behind the corner, and he's making 40% of them. That means Scottie Barnes' shots are all basically coming above the break, and sure, they're getting assisted on. I mean, roughly 90% of his 3-point shots are being assisted on here now at this point. Yeah, 90.05. So, that's a fact, but a lot of 3-point shots by players across the NBA, that's the case. Sometimes a lot of just basic 3-point shooters, we see, that number be at the almost 1,000% and then in the high 90s. So Scottie at 90% assist and things like that. But most of his shots are coming above the break, which means, there's more spacing because he's able to hit those shots from further out on the court. He's able to sort of create his own buckets with movement and stuff. I mean, Scottie Barnes has really just been able to take on a serious load for this team, is taking difficult shots for this Raptors group, is maintaining his efficiency, and it's only going to get better now with the unlocking of Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett, having more creators out there on the court. So Scottie Barnes has more room to sort of flourish, more opportunities to get past, get assisted on some of his shots, and, be that sort of cutter we know he's capable of being. So, it's the fact that right now, again, Derek White, 17 points per game. Jaylen Brown, 22, but the rest of the stats aren't that great. And overall, watching him play, talking to Celtics fans, haven't been that happy with his performance this season. Mikal Bridges, even, who's a guy that it seems like the analytics nuts, all the folks over there on Reddit trying to be like all nerdy and stuff along that, love Mikal Bridges. They love to sort of, gas this guy up as the next star. Well, the Brooklyn Nets, again, they're a very mid team in the Eastern Conference as well. Better than the Toronto Raptors so far, but a mid team in the Eastern Conference. And he's only putting up 21, 5, and 3. Numbers down. Efficiency is not as great as Scottie Barnes there at this point. Again, play solid defense as well, but the fact that Mikal Bridges on a mid-team in the Brooklyn Nets that shouldn't have a lot of fan support, it's the people talking themselves into narratives and saying, oh, I like to be edgy, I like to be this, and giving these votes to Mikal Bridges, I personally just think it's foolish to have him above Scottie Barnes. I mean, we can run through the list. I don't have the stats of everybody pulled up, but even Bam, I mean, I guess he's a center. You want a big out there in that list, but is he really creating a lot of shots for himself? Is he really that all-star number? I mean, Paolo's a guy that has been good. The Magic have been good. I won't bash that given the team's success and performance. But again, Drew Holiday this season particularly has been a role player. Derek White is a role player. LaMelo Ball has barely played this season. I don't know. I don't get this. I'm just frustrated about what's really going on there right now. Before I upload this, I'm coming out of retirement on Twitter just to get some votes going for Scottie Barnes, because frankly, it's disrespectful. And this whole company started as a Twitter page. So may as well go back to the roots and get some tweets going. And who knows, maybe I'll stay on there. So definitely I'll plug the Twitter solely just to get Scottie Barnes some votes here now at this point. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this disrespect going on with Scottie Barnes. You guys are the best to make it start. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. I'm signing out. Cheers.